What's going on? How y'all doing? So let me guess. How many people lost their jobs by mocking George Floyd? Hmm. I'm trying to think. George Floyd. If you mock George Floyd at your place of business or what have you, or in different places, how many people got fired? Whereas Charlie Kirk, if you just even dare flinch or kind of act like of anything, and I only say this because when we're going to start using this as a criteria for people to come and get people out of work, as if a lot of these places can afford to let people go as it is. I mean, with all the ice and the not so nice and everything that's going on, a lot of people have been put out of work. But if you say something on and then you put it in places, they're actually coming after people for saying it. But I don't recall that outcry with George Floyd. I don't recall a lot of people losing their jobs because of how they felt about George Floyd's situation. In fact, I want to say there was some place overseas that they actually had the cops got some kind of acknowledgement. Derek Chauvin had some fan club, if I'm not mistaken. Now, someone can correct me if I'm wrong. I just want to talk about the double standards and the triple standards and how there's not one standard. You know, it's always fashionable and funny how they go United States, America, one nation, and all that Pledge of Allegiance garbage. But when it comes to justice and then there's just us, they got a whole different stance. Ain't it amazing? Ain't it amazing? I've just like that warden in Shawshank Redemption. It's amazing. It's amazing. How one man who did move an entire nation because of what happened, actions were felt. And the reactions did happen on Trump's watch. And he ain't saying nothing about George Floyd. And before I turn this into Republican Democrat, Joe Biden didn't do nothing to acknowledge George Floyd's situation at all. So both sides, you know. But the reality is people weren't getting fired behind it. It's funny how it got people kind of talking, but then it got turned into some vandalism. And it was white kids who was doing it. Yeah. I think I saw the thing in Seattle at the Macy's, the most expensive places, and they was just yakking jewelry and yakking drinks. And the funny thing happened, it's like the one people that was on there said, I know all these kids as parents. It's funny how that worked. They turned it into a let's go destroy and do what we want actions, as opposed to what the marchers were about justice. People didn't know how to react. Things were so crazy. You remember Trump had the Bible upside down. You remember he was reading it like this, upside down. He was having a Donna Ross upside down. You turn me moment. He didn't know where he was. All on the sidewalk, all lost, all just lost. 2019, what a time. What a time. So, but there was no George Floyd losing your job. And you could mock him. None of the Black Lives Matter people that were unalived, you ain't lose your job behind it. If you talked about Trayvon Martin, you didn't lose your job. You know, Breonna Taylor, you didn't lose your job. You know, it's amazing, ain't it? I'm just speechless. And I'm sure they are too. So George Floyd, there was no jobs lost, but Charlie Kirk, jobs lost. I'm trying to understand how it worked that way. Maybe somebody can fill in the blanks. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. Share the video if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm all the time. Peace.